Okay, so this is the next day. What we were eating last night, I ended up having to stop giving it to him because the texture, right? It just wasn't. I should have had some of that applesauce or other fruit sauce that I make with apples, like apple strawberry or apple blueberry or whatever, some kind of a applesauce type consistency, as you know, on his plate, so I could have mixed in the food better in terms of blending it. Just what I mean by maybe I should be thinking about putting these kind of videos up on ShaMay's page so that we know where to find them. Right? So in the meantime, I got it in the fridge now, and what we're going to do is I'll put the rice with the zucchini and the meat into a small little frying pan with some water, and I will cook it on low until it really softens up. Continue mashing, right? And then get some applesauce, and we'll give it to him later with extra zucchini and extra carrot. Okay? But this is completely different. What this is it's whole bran that's been soaked in milk, which is my powder milk that I'm now starting to use. All right? I'm basically broke, so I'm really thankful that I have that milk powder, because milk is going up to almost $8 a gallon, or $8.50 a gallon, depending on where you buy it from. Right? And we can go through a gallon of milk because Andre likes milk, and so within 2.5 days, 2 days, a gallon of milk is gone. That's 4 liters, right? So, because I've got lots of milk powder, and I made some yesterday, and it's tasting pretty good. Anyway, so I soaked it up with my whole milk powder that I reconstituted, and then I take almost a tablespoon of that coconut butter. I put it in there. I take, for the calories, right? And then I take, maybe 3/4 of a tablespoon or so of honey for the microbial benefits and that type of thing, and the calories, and I put it in there. And then I take at least a tablespoon or so or more of those hemp hearts, because they're really high in calories, and I put it in there. And then I mash everything around, right? So this is, for what it's worth, has a lot of calories in it. Okay? I don't know exactly what the calories are because I'm just doing everything freestyle, and I'm not calculating them out at this point. But for a tablespoon of that coconut butter, I think it's 90 calories. For about a tablespoon of honey, you're looking at 60 calories. And then for a tablespoon of those hemp hearts, I think, I don't know, I think it's over 100 calories. So that's like 260 calories just with that. And then we've got the bran, and then we've got the milk. And then if I give him a bottle of milk, for every cup of a bottle of milk, he gets 160 calories, right? So, and that's another reason why I would, I know you're waiting. That's another reason why I wouldn't mind just kind of using ShaMay's page just for things like this. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I should take this little video, like with the next video, in terms of his meal with the leftovers from last night, and how I'm going to utilize that in order to hopefully get it into his system in terms of the type of rice that I cooked with the meat and whatnot. Right? It's a different calorie count, different vitamin count. And then just keep those 2 little videos together and put them together and upload them onto ShaMay's page. I don't necessarily have to upload them onto my, New Nations Unity page or any other page, other than I could link it into the description box, ShaMay's channel with this particular video, you know. And then this way, if you ever find yourself faced in a situation like mine, you have a reference, a starting point to figure it out, right? Because, you know, it's you ought to have that heart of steel, you know, because you just never know. Like Amari, you'll see. Well, if you watch the video before this one, like he just, right? I didn't have that sauce, and I didn't have that extra gravy, so I have to just. Anyway, okay. Now you're going to see how well he does with this consistency. So it's like this. It's like almost like a porridge, right? Always start off with a little bite. Always. Okay? Give him a chance to taste it. Right? Now this is one of his favorites. This is one of these easy meals that happen fast. You don't have to get all stressed out with it. Very seldom does he, very seldom does he choke on it because of the type of consistency that it is. Right? And we know it's high in nutrients and calories. Right? Just those hemp seeds alone give him lots of vitamins and minerals. Right? Which keeps his immune system strong. I just want to show you the difference between how he was responding to what he was eating last night compared to how he can easily cope with this. And then once you get into the, you know, once he knows what he's eating, then you can increase the size a little bit, right? Now, thing about children with cerebral palsy, I don't know about all children with, you know, different disabilities, but I guess there's something going on in their mouth with the cleft, the upper cleft of the inside of the mouth, where they tend to hoard food, or maybe they can't move the food around in their mouth. Like last night, you know, he was choking, even though I was giving him small bites. But, you know, there was probably times where he was hoarding the food, and it was piling up, versus swallowing it, because, you know, that's why you want the sauces and stuff, because that all helps with the swallowing process and with them being able to move the food around in their mouth in a conventional way, to which they're not really that good at, not like you and I, right? Even though it looks like he's chewing food sometimes, he's not chewing it like us people. Okay? So this is again another reason that if I'm to continue doing videos, you know, there's got to be a purpose, right? And you know, for me, you know, I can just tell Tisha, well, Tisha, you know, my time's up, but I went out of my way to make sure that you had a reference to follow, because you can't depend on me to do this anymore, but you can go on ShaMay's page and you can see all the videos that relate to Amari, because it doesn't necessarily have to be just feeding him, okay? Like when it comes time to change his shirt, you know, Amari gets little phobias sometimes. So, you know, I don't know, because when he goes to these appointments, oftentimes he is a little bigger, but because of the consistency, he has no problem with it. Okay? Unlike last night. Okay? Now I'm going to put this one up on YouTube because this is a follow-up video. But I won't do it until after I give him his next meal with the beef and the rice. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix it and hopefully get him to eat it, because I don't want him to go without those nutrients. Okay? And then this way, she doesn't feel so overwhelmed. Because right now she doesn't worry about it because, you know, Mom's got it under control. Mom takes care of this. But there's going to come a day, people, when Mom just won't be here to be able to do this. So I think it's important to have that online reference, right? It's just I don't want to merge it into my 3,000 videos, right? You know, I wouldn't mind just kind of keeping them easily accessible, and being that this is ShaMay's son, I don't see why it can't be on her channel, right? And then, of course, you know, we're not doing it today, but I can talk about how children like Amari develop phobias and how quickly they can manifest themselves, and solutions around those phobias that some of them don't ever seem to really go away, people. You just have to learn to work around them. And, you know, Amari never used to have a phobia with his shirt being taken off over his head. But with this, having to go to these appointments and, you know, they take off his clothes and do whatever. And, you know, Tisha's doing whatever. And then he comes home, and then I want to take off his shirt, and he starts crying. Hey, don't do that. Show manners. He starts crying and getting all stressed out and won't let me do it. And I'm like, you weren't like that yesterday. What happened? And then he continues on with the behavior, and it makes it harder for you as a caregiver. So, you know, what do you do, right? I can do a little video around that and show you what I do to solve the stress around it and make it more like a game where he's not so frightened by the whole process for whatever reason. And then also, too, children like Amari respond well with positive reinforcement. It looks like there's something going on with my camera here. Oh, boy, I made it worse. Hold on a minute. What? What do you want? I think there was something on my lens.
She wants more food.
Did I interrupt the process? Yeah? Show manners. Now, as I was saying, children like Amari respond well to positive reinforcement, firm but loving, where if he starts acting out and trying to blow bubbles and letting the food drool out of his mouth, because Amari's a sloppy little eater sometimes, and he thinks he can play with food in his mouth. Eat nicely. You know, they learn to identify keywords like good boy. Obviously, good boy. You didn't make a mess. If he starts acting silly because he's like enjoying his food so much, and then he's just blowing bubbles and the food is just drooling out, and you can tell him to, I like to say, show manners, right? He knows what show manners means. Stop it, you know, it's like any child. They'll test their boundaries. You know, sometimes I have to get firm with him, and even then I have to get louder than usual because he doesn't hear it like, I don't want to say normal child does, but and even then, a quote-unquote normal child will ignore you if they're just wanting to be naughty and, you know, do their own thing and not listen, right? Good boy. Yes, you got such good, he's not even biting on the spoon here. He's doing really, really well. Yes, you're doing good job, right? Good job. Yeah. And then he gets so excited with his reinforcement that he'll start getting all gooey like this, let the food all, and then that's when you have to tell him to, you know, behave himself and show manners. So Amari responds to show manners. I want to see manners. Show me manners. Okay, I want manners. Yep. You know. See? He knows what that means because we've been through it enough times. Right? Because sometimes he just gets so excited with what he's eating and he's playful, and next thing you know it's like getting all over the place. It drives me nuts. You have to be prepared to do a lot of laundry. Now, once I get into my sewing room and I actually get some time to actually maybe sew something, then I'm just going to make some kind of a strap-on bib that I can use each and every time and have to make a whole stack of them. But in the meantime, and even then, you still have laundry because you can see it starts dribbling down his face. Hey, show manners. Okay, you're eating. Right? So every child will have their key words. Here, you know. So when the next caregiver comes along and is doing this regularly, every day, all day long, they know what the child is going to respond to. Look, Nana just put this on you. This is clean. Ooh, Mr. Messy. Yeah, you start smelling like a sourpuss. We don't want you smelling like a sourpuss. So just knowing these things is half the battle, because at the end of the day, they're just little cuddle bugs. Yes, they are. They're just little cuddle bugs. All done. Right? Now, the only reason I give him that amount of bran is because it's bran. It will continue to swell in his stomach. Okay? And it's helping him with his bowel movements. But adding in the coconut butter, the honey, even the hemp seeds, just the way I made it, it really helps him with his bowel movement. Every now and then, I'll sneak in those supplemental drinks. You know, I'll give him anywhere between 1 to maybe 3 a week. That's it right now, because I just can't, I'm, right? So, over the next year, as he's growing and his appetite is getting bigger, right? Not only are the portions getting bigger, but you have to factor in the calories, the calorie count, the nutritional aspect of different foods and what they provide and how you combine them together so they're absorbed into the body properly, and the gut health, all in all, right? Well, put those up on BitChute. Nobody's interested on that in BitChute. Very, very few people. That's not what BitChute. That's not to say that's not BitChute's style, but it's not. It's just more appropriate, I think, to put it up on ShaMay's channel, because then this way we know where to find them. And then if I ever get time to write a book, or even children's songs, or whatever it is that I want to do, it can all be linked into ShaMay's channel. And other people can learn from it and gain confidence from it and, get ideas and incorporate it into their daily schedules. And when I go, Tisha will have a wealth of information in terms of watching the videos. Right? Watching the videos. Right? I mean, she knows what I do. But she doesn't know because she's not here all the time. Right, people? Okay, and then after it's all said and done, right? After it's all said and done, oh, he's just a little cuddle bug. Huh? Where's that hand? Look, there's the hand. Look, shall we count? Shall we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fingers, yay! Okay, March 27th, 2022. Sierra was lured to her death tomorrow, March 28th of 2020. But besides that point, do you see what's going on here? I told you this scuzzball scuzzball people, right? Stalks my channel, stalks my house, stalks my family, right? Right? Is a direct result of what happened to ShaMay. Okay? What's she doing here? Preparing Amari's side dish at New Nations Unity at Justice for ShaMay. Should I use ShaMay's page? Well, yeah, because this girl, you know, she's got no content of her own, right? It's all about fake nails and fake hair and fake. Okay. Well, it looks like she's just got her little pole dancer, right? She wouldn't have the patience to do that, people. Right? She's too busy plotting and scheming how she can hurt somebody. Right? Oh, there she is. Of course, she's got to put herself out there, right? Yeah, this girl loves Amari, eh? What do you think? What do you think? Tell me how this is love, people. Right? Like I said, Julian wasn't at his mother's house that day when ShaMay's smokes got laced. Okay? Just keep it in perspective. Alright? Because if he was there, he would have been in the picture. But if she was there, no. Not doing what she was doing on that day. She was hiding out in the fucking bathroom, or hiding out in the kitchen, or hiding out in the bedroom, or hiding out in the closet. Because that's what that girl does. She hides out. She sneaks around. She plants things so that other people can find it. Right? Just like she planted the tampons and the bobby pins and the hand cream in Freddie's bedroom, right? After she had sex with Freddie, knowing that ShaMay was going to come by, right? And find them. So if you're going to go as far as planting those things in somebody else's boyfriend's bedroom, or you're going to go as far as planting fentanyl in cigarettes. Probably her mother's fentanyl, because it was medical fentanyl. She got the fentanyl either from her mother's medicine cabinet, or she got it from her brother. That's where she got the fentanyl from. Okay? Because when ShaMay died, that girl was too quick to say, "Give my brother the baby! Give my brother the baby! Here's my brother's baby! He wants his baby!" Yeah, I wonder why. We know why. Well, then she comes in with her bullshit recording, right? You go ahead and mock me, bitch. You're the one that's going without. Just remember that. Everybody is starting to figure it out now, exactly who and what you are. Just remember that. You're a useless piece of thread. Can't even do anything with it. That's why you're so miserable and on drugs, to suppress your fucking evil ways. Right? Yeah. You couldn't cope For the life of you. You know, there's all kinds of things I could say. Again, it's not anything that you could do. Oh, what does she write here? Let's turn this off. Let's see. She thinks she's fucking smart. I unfortunately can't afford YouTube Premium. No, actually, I don't invest my money into YouTube. YouTube has bad business practices. I support BitChute. I pay for BitChute and I barely use it. And I pay just because they have free speech. Okay? And after you pay for 6 months, they actually reward you and send you a t-shirt and a hat for free. I didn't ask for that, but I got it. Whereas YouTube allows this garbage shit to go on year after year after year after year. Okay? Because this is seriously garbage shit. Right? The only reason you get any kind of views is because you use New Nations Unity, new donations, new donations. Where's your donations? Huh? Complain about ads. No. YouTube pimps their content creators. Literally. And they have their little backroom deals with their Wayfair fucking containers, okay?
Some of these ads that are coming up on people's video, like, you can't even exit out of it.
Just because you can't see something doesn't mean you can't imagine something. So if people going on talking about something over and over and over and over, new donations, with a bunch of bullshit with a bunch of little kids in the middle of that mix among grown adults, somebody's getting off on that crap. Okay, and obviously YouTube is making a whole lot of fucking money off of it with their advertisements.
They're running too. I just turned on the volume.
We know how that works. Oh wow. You sure got a lot to say. Like I said, you couldn't do this. So don't kid yourself. The only thing that you're good at is creeping around in other people's houses or just keep creeping around in general. Right? Plotting and scheming how you can hurt somebody. That's what you're good at. And then going out of your way to make sure you get the fucking job done. Right? So you can walk away thinking that you accomplished something in your fucking life. Yeah, okay. Yeah. What did you accomplish? Nothing. You're sitting in a room with nothing.
You know, it can be a problem for him. We'll have to try and catch them as best as I can.
What a waste of time.
See,
you don't do this for any reason other than to hurt. You don't do it for educational purposes other than to hurt. Because you sure in the hell don't do nothing for Amari. So why don't you get off that bandwagon and stop acting as if you do, because you don't. And that's the point. Right? That is the point. You never have. You were too busy plotting and scheming how to get rid of ShaMay. Right? Just like you were plotting and scheming how to get rid of ShaMay as you were having sex with Freddie. Okay? That's why you left your shit behind, so that she could find it. Okay? Just like you were creeping around your mother's house that day when ShaMay took Amari to go see your mom. You were creeping around in the background, lacing her smokes. Why don't you come to terms with it?
the different meals, how I combine them.
Why don't you come to fucking terms with it? Julian didn't kill ShaMay by himself. He had help. And there was only one person vindictive enough to do it, and that was you.
Not only would somebody have a reference when I'm gone.
And it haunts you. It haunts you. And that's why you do what you do. Because it fucking haunts you. Because it backfired. You never did get Amari. Because that was your motive. And to hurt ShaMay. Because you had a heart on and you were jealous of ShaMay even before you started dating Freddie. That's why you were so busy trying to sabotage ShaMay and Freddie's relationship. That's why you were sneaking around in Freddie's bedroom planting your paraphernalia so that ShaMay would find it. So that you would hope, you were hoping that they would break up so that you could slither into Freddie's bed and pretend that somehow you were the perfect relationship when in fact you weren't. Because if you were, you'd still be with him and he would be alive and he's not. And when he was, remember in your little video, or was it in a comment? I think it was in one of your little comments where you said, oh, I seen Freddie across the street. But we weren't talking then, and I didn't go and say hi. So, I just kept on walking, and then a month later he was dead. I should have said hi to him when I had the chance. Yeah, well, why didn't you say hi to him? Because you were stalking the fucking shit out of him. Just like you were stalking fucking ShaMay when you were stalking ShaMay. Just like you stalk me. Right? Freddie told us all about how you were fucking stalking him, climbing through his window, acting like a fucking maniac. You live in La La Land.
I'm assuming that TV show.
You're full of fucking shit.
Amari will more than likely outlive me, that's for sure.
Yeah, he will outlive me, and he won't be around you. You can guarantee that. And you're not the victim here. Okay, you little scuzzy, you know what? You're not the victim here. I talk about you because you still stalk me after all this fucking time. Okay? You got your little fucking friends stalking my house. You got you, if you're in the neighborhood, you're stalking my house. You still got stalking me on fucking YouTube. It wasn't long before you picked up on this video. Okay? Right? You're like clockwork. Give it every couple of months. Unless, of course, you're going to roll with this for a little while to boost up your viewer count. Get a few more freaking subscribers. Because that's the only way you can do it. You keep talking about me. Well, yeah. Well, why? Why not? Google New Nations Unity and what comes up? You. So who wouldn't talk about you? People need to talk about you. Give you the attention that you want. Expose you for what you really are and what you did to my daughter. Let people fucking talk about you, being that you like to be up there in the front leading the fucking path. Right? Just Google New Nations Unity and what comes up? You. So don't expect people not to talk about you, including me. You keep talking about me and my family. Well, who else is there to talk about? It's you, your brother, and your mother. Right? It was your mother who brought Julian to the house to pick up the baby. Only Julian got served with papers because Julian was threatening to kill ShaMay for months before it happened. And then what did your mother do? She ran off with him with a fucking TV that he snuck into ShaMay's bedroom and took out when he was supposed to be waiting in the basement because he was begging to see Amari. And when Tisha went downstairs with Amari so that he could see Amari, he was already gone. Gone with your mother. With the TV after he put ShaMay's phone back in her bedroom. He wasn't interested in seeing Amari. Amari was just the excuse. Because if he was interested in seeing Amari, he would have waited in the garage for Tisha to bring Amari down. And if your mother really wanted to see Amari, she would have went in the garage and waited. But no, both of them fucking ran off with the fucking TV and said, fuck Amari. And when Tisha got Amari downstairs in the garage, you were both gone. They were all gone. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because you're in denial. What do you think is going to happen? I already know what happens. Google New Nations Unity. Just Google it. You don't even have to go to fucking YouTube. Just Google New Nations Unity and what you're going to find. You. Mind your business. It is my business. I live it every fucking day, you scuzzy little cunt. And stay focused on your own miserable life. Damn rights, I got a miserable life. In part because of you and what you did to my daughter. And then what you've done to the rest of my family. Aren't you supposed to be blind? And in a wheelchair? By now? Yeah, well, at least I'm not sticking my ass up in the air like a fucking dog in heat. You promote false information? What? That you like to plant tampons, hand cream, and bobby pins in other women's boyfriends' houses so that you can stalk those women without them realizing that they're being stalked as you plot and scheme how to hurt them and steal their boyfriends and sabotage their relationships, and when the shit goes south, what? Plot and scheme how to lace their cigarettes with medical fentanyl, knowing that your fucking fuckboy brother will go in there and finish the job for you so you all can come back crying how you want Amari, and when you get to see Amari, you're all fucking dashing off in the fucking car with a fucking TV and said fuck Mari? No! Actions speak louder than words! And guess what? I failed science. So how could I face my sister ShaMay's smokes? You're crazy. Because you're the one that had a hard-on for her. You're the one that was jealous and spiteful and tried to steal her boyfriend from her. And you knew ShaMay had sex with Freddie the month before you had a hand in her fucking death. Because you were no longer with Freddie. Because Freddie left your skanky ass. ShaMay left Julian's skanky ass. And Freddie and ShaMay got back together. And both you and Julian got livid when you found out about it, and you made sure you took care of whatever it was that you were jealous of and you couldn't control, thinking you were gonna get the baby so that you could go on fucking welfare. Run your little drug house. Because that's all Julian ever fucking wanted. Only it didn't work out like that. Did it? Instead, Julian ran off with the TV with his mother.